Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Hey, Aaron here. We are back on the Mac, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little teaser image for you guys, which was recently dropped on the World of Warships Legends official Facebook page. This image here, it says, "Hey, hey, captains, it's time for another spoiler. Can you guess who she is? That distinctive shape, bow, any ideas?" And of course, a few of the good patrons on that page went ahead and looked it up and figured out it is the Heisen. Now, as you guys know, we recently got the Heisen, the Vallejo, the Hampshire. Hampshire, all my Brits are going to go up in arms about the pronunciation of that. And of course, the Anchorage, which was the most recent campaign. So we can only assume that a few of these ships are either going to be, returning as campaign ships or, excuse me, as doubloon ships. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the most likely candidate for the next upcoming campaign, the Heisen, a Japanese special premium tier 9. Of course, it'll be tier 8, most likely, as it was for the rental in our game. A pre draft battleship project was developed in the mid 1930s in Japan. It included different versions with speeds varying from 24 to 31 knots, a main battery guns from 410 to 460 millimeters. Can you imagine a ship with 12 460s? That would be disgusting. And displacements from 49,000 to 69,500 tons, with one of the variants having a conventional super firing arrangement of 4 turrets with three 410 millimeter guns, as well as a few 150 millimeter secondaries. So I remember playing this ship or getting it in the rental form, and I was excited to try this one. I think this would have been a great replacement for the Iwami campaign, as the Iwami was absolutely atrocious in my opinion. It's funny, we had a game the other day where the Iwami, the Carnot, and the Z44 all came bottom of the team, and it's like, wow, we've really got some great campaign ships lined up there and proving their value. But this one I do believe is going to be a pretty decent ship, despite its long reload. As you guys can see here, on the PC version, it had a 38-second reload, and I do remember it having a long reload. But with the reload modification and a few accompanying commanders or inspirations, I believe we got ours down to 31 or 32 seconds. She had a decent health pool of 75,900. Again, that could change for Legends. And I think her speed was pretty similar to this 28.2. But also something to note is 12 guns with Japanese accuracy and a few of those commanders. This thing was pretty decent. On top of that, she had a 30% fire chance on PC. Um, but of course, with balancing factors, you're going to have a moderate accuracy nerf, which I did kind of notice. But again, 12 guns is the factor. Some people they think it's like, oh, my Georgia has shotgun accuracy again. It's like, no, you only have 6 guns. The Georgia is, of course, a very accurate battleship, but when you're throwing more spaghetti at the wall, and this is part of the reason that the Colombo is so good, and the Burgoyne even, and just ships with a lot of guns, is you have more shells to throw, right? If you're trying to hit something, let's use Tactic Angel's example of spaghetti on the wall. If you're trying to hit a spot on the wall and you have more spaghetti, meaning more guns, you're going to most likely hit what you're aiming for. If you only have 6 guns, such as is in the case of the Georgia and the Champagne, even those are two of the most accurate ships in the game, you have less chance of hitting what you want. Now, that doesn't mean that I haven't seen videos where the Georgia is absolute laser beams, and I actually really enjoy playing the Champagne as a result of that. But just something for you guys to keep in mind. It's not a shadow nerf, it's not a shadow buff, etc. But that being said, I think this ship with the 12 guns is going to do very well. She has average maneuverability with a top speed of 29.6 with the Sierra Mike signal flag. Now, of course, that is very similar to just our booster flags with increased speed. I think 3% on Legends, so something to keep in mind. The AA is not American, so it's probably not going to be the best. So just keep that in mind. But here are the pros and cons. Strong broadside, just like we talked about, good firing angles. That is actually something I did kind of forget, but also notice with the Heisen is the front firing angles were fantastic. And on top of that, it does say good dispersion, but the Sigma, as we just mentioned, was not necessarily that great, which is your grouping. So I guess it's You can't have good dispersion. And again, dispersion is the circle or the oval at which the shells land. So if you have tight dispersion and good grouping, the shells will land in a small oval in the same spot. Now the cons, which seem to outweigh the pros: slow main gun traverse speed, as well as abysmal main gun reload, which again we talked about. And here's the Sigma part, as well as poor concealment and very poor AA defenses. On top of that, it says weak armor protection. I don't remember her being that weak, but the 32 can be penetrated by 203 millimeter HE. So a lot of the cruisers, Buffalo, Iwami, a few of those can absolutely pen that armor. So just something to keep in mind. But guys, this looks like it's going to be the next upcoming campaign ship. So hope you guys are ready for that. It looks decent. Again, that sort of Christmas morning Amazon, surprise delivery is going to be a little bit ruined, with the rental ships. But like we talked about, I would much rather get to try out these rental ships. And if it's similar to the Anchorage, then the Hyzon's going to receive a slight buff. I still don't know how the Anchorage got buffed, but regardless of that, it looks like this is going to be the ship. So hopefully the annoying kids banging weights in the background didn't come through the video, but I just wanted to get this one out to you guys. And hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you hopefully on stream tonight. Got a lot going on, but in the meantime, you guys have a great one. Hey, run out. Peace.